It was morning, and I woke suddenly, startled by the loud noise outside my door. It sounded like my neighbors all running by at once. Was there a fire? Was somebody badly hurt? I jumped out of bed quickly, and as my feet hit the cold floor, I suddenly remembered it was Founders Day, the day we planted the flag in the soil of the New World. The celebrations were about to begin. Where am I? Colonial New England? No, much farther away than that. I'm telling you the type of story your child or grandchild could be telling you years from now, from the surface of Mars. I know for a lot of you that sounds like science fiction, but not for the folks at the Mars Society. The Mars Society is one of the world's largest advocates for furthering human exploration beyond Earth, focusing on our oldest and most familiar neighbor, Mars. They do this by organizing public outreach, promoting support for government funding, and supporting the establishment of the commercial space industry. There are a lot of good reasons why we should look to settle the Red Planet, but I like to focus on one that I argue is the most important. The likely fact that in order to ensure survival as a species, we will need to spread out into space and become a multi-planetary civilization. This is a serious issue, and I deeply believe in it, so much that I'm pursuing a career in the space sciences, so that I can contribute myself to the movement. In order to realize such a grand vision, we're going to need the help of organizations such as the Mars Society. The Mars Society does more than just advocate for the colonization of Mars. They help to increase awareness of the issues through public outreach. As you can see from browsing their website, marssociety.org, this is where the largest concentration of their energy seems to be, which makes sense. We can't properly address the issues unless awareness of them is raised. The Society helps out in several ways. First, they run a separate website, marspapers.org, where they've made over 600 papers on Mars science available for the public to read. Second, they produce a podcast called Red Planet Radio, where they have regular guests to enlighten us on Mars topics. They recently spoke with SpaceX CEO Elon Musk about his plans for Mars and his Starship vehicle. Another way they've made it easy to get involved is through the use of their Speakers Bureau, a list of speakers you can access directly from their website and request to come speak at your school or other location. They have coverage across most of the U.S. and only ask that they're compensated for travel if it's outside of their home area. Finally, their best effort is in the delivery of the annual Mars Society Convention, a massive gathering that brings together scientists, commercial space executives, and government policymakers alike. For reasons we're all too familiar with by now, the convention will be held online this year, making it even easier to get involved. It will run from October 15th through 18th, and registration is free and open throughout the 18th. I'll be attending. Hopefully you can too. Beyond public outreach, there are tougher issues to tackle, such as how to get more government funding for such programs. Here's another area where the Mars Society is ready to help you get involved. There's no better way to raise government awareness of an issue than to write and or meet with your local representatives. The Society has members that will help you do that, as well as sample materials to help you through the process if it seems daunting. Society also takes care of the hard stuff, like lobbying efforts, testifying in front of Congress, and meeting with political leaders such as the President and NASA administrators. I don't think any of that sounds very fun, so I'm personally glad that they're doing it on my behalf. In light of the current lack of funding and other issues that stifle progress, the Mars Society advocates for innovation and the further establishment of our budding commercial space industry. I can personally relate to this because I'm trying to work in this field, and all of these efforts are going to mean raised budgets, more jobs created, some in entirely new industries, and countless spin-off technologies that will enrich our lives for years to come. MRIs, Velcro, and microwave ovens come to mind. The Mars Society's president, Dr. Robert Zubrin, said in an interview with Alan Boyle of GeekWire.com, the thing that could enable the moon and Mars in the coming decade is this entrepreneurial space revolution. NASA has only begun to make use of it. Zubrin advocates for NASA to cut spending by relying more on SpaceX's Falcon family of rockets for upcoming missions such as their return to the moon. His Mars Direct plan for getting us to Mars cheaply and sustainably was built upon the idea of leveraging the private sector. To this end, he also founded his own company, Pioneer Astronautics, which has made many strides in resource utilization and exploration technologies. According to ExecutiveGov.com, Voyager Space Holdings just acquired the company, which is a victory for the organization, as it provides them permanent capital to continue their research. To round it out, the Mars Society also runs 2 research projects of their own, one in Utah and the other in northern Canada, where Mars technologies can be tested and vetted in a Mars-like environment. All of these efforts make the Mars Society the world's largest advocate for human exploration beyond Earth. They're helping to make space more accessible through a combination of public outreach, support for government involvement, and advocacy for the budding commercial space industry. With that, I sincerely wish that I've done more than enlighten today. Hopefully I've inspired someone out there to join the cause. It's for the sake of all humanity that we need to keep the spirit of exploration alive. Because with enough determination, one day your grandchild could be messaging you from Mars to tell you what a wonderful Founders Day she had. Wouldn't that be something? Thank you.